In this exercise, we're going to continue our exploration of text by looking at some of the techniques that you can use to really jazz up your text. We're going to look at such things as filters, converting text to paths, distorting text, and even applying a shadow without applying a shadow. So let's get started. And to get yourself started, open up the text07.png file located in your exercise folder. And in the background, you'll see some flight instruments and the word flight. Text being a vector means that you can apply filters to it. So if you want to apply, say, a glow to your text, all you have to do is just select the glow filter and start playing with the settings. And if you don't want a filter on it, you just select the filter and click the minus. If you want to add a drop shadow to the text, just select the drop shadow. And you can really have some fun with it because you can use the text as a knockout, and you can see that it sort of looks kind of ghostly. If you deselect that, you can put the color back on the text. Okay, we'll just remove the shadow. Now, another technique that you can use here is to actually distort the text. So you can select the text box, and one of the things that you can do is use the slider here in the Properties panel, and that will spread it out. Okay, so that'll affect it on the horizontal scale. Now, don't go crazy with it because you'll affect the readability of the text if you distort it way too much. It's an interesting little effect that you can apply. Okay, we're going to put this back to 100%. Other things that you can do is you can come over to the toolbar and select the skew tool. And then we just put the path out and we can actually make it look a little 3D. We can take it on the center handle here and just distort it that way. Okay, undo, Command Z, Command Z. And we'll just take the scaling off here. There we go. Another thing that you can do with text is you can actually use the text almost as a shadow. I'm going to show you how you can do that. And you don't need to apply a shadow filter. If you want to just have, white text over a black shadow, you just select the text and holding down the Option or the Alt key, just click and drag across. And what that does is that creates an automatic copy. So I can choose this copy here, select it, change the color to white, just like that. Deselect, there it is. And then I can take the text and using the magnifying glass tool or even 100%, you can sort of zoom in on it and really give it a little bit of a shadow just by using the arrow tools on your keyboard to nudge it. And we'll just take that down just a hair and then double click the magnifying glass. And you can see that what you've got is a nice little, very fine shadow on the text. Another technique that you can use, by the way, once you do that, you notice it makes a copy of it. Let's make a copy of the bottom flight. So that's selected. Just hold down the Alt key and just pull the black shadow out. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take the text and we're going to convert it to actual vectors. Now remember, once you do this, the text is no longer editable. It becomes straight artwork. And what you do is you just select the text, convert to paths, and you can see that in your layers panel, you've now got a group of 6 objects. And if you ungroup the objects, you can see that the letters are all in their own individual groups. And one thing you're going to want to do here, and this is something that you really got to be aware of, is that you just don't know what a path is. So you're going to have to change the name of each of the layers just so you know what it is. This is the letter T. Now, if I choose the G, it's slightly different. It's a composite path. And what the composite path is actually the hole, the G and the hole at the bottom of the G too, and the descender. And what that does is allow you to see through it. This composite path here is the period and the I, so it's basically 2 paths that are almost grouped. Now, if you want to put the whole thing back, just select the paths and go to Modify, Group, and it will treat it as one single object. But again, you cannot edit the text once you convert it to a path. So in this exercise, I've shown you how to apply a filter to text because it's a vector. You can apply filters to it right there. I've shown you how to convert text to a path. And remember, once you do that, it's non-editable. You can't make changes, but you can distort it so you can have some fun with it. I've also shown you how to distort it using not only the scaling here, the horizontal scaling values here, but I've shown you how to do it using the Distort tool, which is right here. Okay, so you're going to work with the skew. You can also do it with the Distort tool. That gives you all the axes available to you. And I also showed you how to duplicate an object by simply selecting it, holding down the Option or the Alt key, click, hold, drag, and that will make a copy of the selected object.